Hi everyone, Garfield here, back with another rapid fire wargaming army showcase. Here's my pride and joy, my Tau army, which I sometimes run as either Tau or Borkan Sept. Absolutely love Tau, run them since they first came out back in 4th or 5th edition. Sold a massive army back then, should never have done it. So I decided to build this list because I just love the futuristic style of them, really. So let's get into it. So what we've got here is my Riptide contingent. I used to run them as 3 Dakatides with heavy burst cannons and SMS. Since Psychic Awakening's been released, I've brought in the new Relic Ion Cannon. What I've found that previously to Psychic Awakening, Tau really didn't have that real punch of a weapon to get through high armor, but with this now, it's awesome. I believe it to be an auto include. It's auto 6 shots when you Nova charge. Whack velocity tracker on it. It's going to be killing loads of stuff. And then here's the staple of any Tau army is the 2 heavy burst cannon SMS Riptides. Absolutely fantastic units. Can Nova charge them up to 18 shots, 3+ invulnerable, or move it in your charge phase. I always branch Nova charge at least one of them to have the 3+ invulnerable. Depends who you're playing really. If you're playing hordes, just go pure Dakar. If you're playing someone with lots of shots, that 3+ invulnerable can be invaluable at times. Absolutely love the model. Absolute cornerstone of any Tau army out there. Here's an absolute monster from Forge World, my Abhava battlesuit. What I've found, it only really works as Borkan Sept. Get that extra 6 inches on your range for heavy weapons. I did a test game prior to the FAQ on the latest Psychic Awakening, when you had the modulated weaponry strat, which made the Flamer auto 18 shots, which is frankly obscene. And the shotgun, funnily enough, which a lot of people didn't talk about, 9 shots. If you want to look up the stats, absolutely frightening damage potential. Since the FAQ came out, you can't actually use modulated weaponry on the Abhava now, but still, absolute amazing unit. Can absolutely ruin someone's day. But due to it being so fast and its struggle to keep up within range of drones and things, you really need to build your list around it. So sometimes on a competitive scene, I don't think it's particularly good, but as a model and a bit of fun, absolutely fantastic. Again, another staple unit of any Tau army out there. 6 units of 6-man fire warrior squads. I always have the sergeant with a marker light, because you need your marker lights. Without marker lights, Tau does not tick. Personally, I think one of the best infantry in the game for the points. You know, you get ballistic skill 4, strength 5 weapon. If they're near a warlord with the pure tide engram chip or the full unity devastation, additional AP1 and roll a 6. You know, just decent for the points. Absolute quality. And a couple of chaps back here. 2 Cadra Fireblades there. Really good again. Can buffer a unit of fire warriors. Reliable marker light shots. Does exactly what it says in the tin. Cheap HQ slot. I can't remember the exact points, but they're cheap. Absolute quality. What we got over here? So we got my stealth suit contingent here. Actually, really like these sometimes. They can sometimes give a springboard to other combat armies, and what I mean by that, because they deploy forward, armies can sort of charge them, kill them, and use that additional range to get into your line. So recently I haven't really been using them, but they are quite good. I found them be quite good in ITC as engineer units. Put them in cover, put them on an objective, and -1. They take dedicated firepower to remove, and sort of 2 wounds, 2+ save and cover. Decent. And here's the ghost kill. Received a bit of a boost in Psychic Awakening, actually. Got a decent relic. And funny enough, I've been using it recently again for ITC. Can give it the postman or the Actually, I don't know if you can give it the postman, but I think I've been using it as an engineer with a strat, and with the drone support, you can give it -3 to hit. You know, it's absolutely quality. I'll give it a shield generator as well, so it's got a decent invulnerable save, so it's never going anywhere really. Some sniper drones up here. I usually run 9 of these. These are actually from Wargaming exclusive. Pretty decent really, especially when backed up by the Firesight marksman here. With the Tau strat to +1 to wound army wide once a unit has taken a wound. Because Tau haven't actually got that much mortal wound output, I actually think these work quite well, because you can plink off a mortal wound, especially if you've got 9 of them, Firesight marksman, this, that and the other, all these sorts of shenanigans you can do. You can get that all important 1 wound, especially if you're playing knights or an army with, you know, a real clutch unit. You can sort of wipe it off the board quite easily once you get that stratagem going. Here's my 2 Firesight marksmen converted from upside down drones. Pretty cool really, pretty cheap. Help fill out the battalion or the brigade. Decent, you know, reliable marker light shots, can buff the sniper drones. Pretty straightforward really. They all synergizes quite well. Been quite successful when I do use this army. But lovely stuff. Coming into here with a few more HQs. I've got my ethereal on hoverboard just here. Pretty decent really, again, just cheap HQ with his like centre stone, feel no pain. You can sort of stop Riptides taking their Nova Charge mortal wound. Yeah, pretty decent. Just again, another cheap HQ that Tau seem to have access to. Decent stuff really. Over here we got the Kroot special character. I think his name's something Drayek. I use him particularly just to fill out the brigade. I think he's cheap. I think he's 25 points, something around that. You know, Tau very CP heavy, and if you can have a unit of 25 points that can just fill it out, pretty decent really. He's also got deep strike capability. Can pop up on the other side of the board. Can be a bit of a nuisance really. He's won me a couple of games of sort of line breaker and getting those difficult objectives, things like that later on in the game. So pretty good there really. And then finally my 2 favourite units in my army. I've got my quad fusion commander here. Absolute monster, you know, can jump 40 inches across the board turn 1. And if you use the commander special ability, I don't know whether I think it's Cowie on a Monk car or whatever. You know, 40 inches straight into someone's important units. 4 melter shots. Thanks very much. And here's my other commander, really, my Daka commander, or sometimes I call him my buff commander. Heavy outburst cannon with a missile pod and usually ATS or sometimes a shield generator. He usually hangs around with my Riptides to give them command and control node. And I'll tell you what, if you put the command and control node with the Abhava, just forget about it. Whatever you point this thing at, with him, we'll just die. Again, massive points sink in that. I usually run Shadow Sun as well, but I haven't got the latest model for her. We'll be getting her soon. Where I'm planning to take this army, because of Psychic Awakening, the broadsides have got a bit cooler now. You get their magma cannons. Going to get 3 of those to go again, gets that real sort of armor punch, sort of fly through units there, and that's about it really. I think it's I love playing them, and there's a couple of battle reports on here already, so check them out. Thanks very much for watching.